up with the dogs in the orchard from the house and the compound and the auto shop. You go through a little field, up a little hill, you're out in the orchard. There's been a guy out here weed whacking, making it much nicer to walk through. You know, he obviously hasn't done it all yet, but it's a really great thing. Here's the pack. Here's the pack. Magic and I have been gone today. Our car was drivable last night around 6, and we parked on a little side road straight back there, not far at all, walking distance. And then we did walk all over hell today. We walked way up in the mountains to the end of the big road, just to the north, I guess, of us. Way to the end. We've been seeing dump trucks all week up and down a very beautiful road. And sure enough, at the end of that road, up pretty well in the mountains, there was a mine, a gravel mine in the side of a mountain. Not, you know, not a mountain anybody's going to see out here. I worry a little about pollution in the runoff, but I'm not living downstream from it. Coming down from there, we slanted off on a road that was very unpromising. It was like a garbage dump. It looked like it was just leading to the dump, but it actually cleaned up and led down to the little town of La Libertad. I'm going to Google it. I bet it's on Google. Josue belittles it as very tiny. I liked it a lot. And he said, well, it's probably different walking through it. And it is. You get to see it. You get to see the people. You get to sit in the town square. And we had a magical time. Wishing we had money to buy the food in the shops and sodas and stuff, but we couldn't. But it was still great. We got back here, took the dogs for a walk, picked up some of the things I had left because we left in a hurry yesterday. I left clothing on the line. I left one of my 2 iPhones charging. And so I came back, took the dogs for this walk plus, because we're not going far, it's getting dark. But out from the orchard here, there's a big field over there, and you can almost see the big tree back there where I like to meditate. Now, it stands right in the middle of the field. It really stands out, and it's got great energy. It was dwarfed because when we left here, we had several hours this afternoon. We had to come back tonight after Joshua came home from work. He had some parts at his shop in town, like the cover of the engine, which is relevant because without the cover, the engine throws incredible heat into the cab and is unbelievably noisy. So I'm looking forward to having that in place. But we had several hours to kill before he was going to come home from work, and I wanted to get up to Los Troncones Parque Ecologico in the worst way. I've been talking about it for 10 days here, and I knew we didn't have the money to get in. I couldn't remember how much it was, but all I could find was 1 American quarter. I knew that wasn't it, if they even accepted American, which they won't. So I just presented myself, partly just doing intelligence gathering so I would know what we'd have to have tomorrow to get in, and remind me to ask Joshua for 20 pesos, because that's what it is. Yeah. The other thing we have to get from him tonight, he was going to get kibble, because we're planning to go back in. I am planning to go back in there for 10 days. 10 days. I was in there 48 hours from March 16 to 18. Very magical. Got totally high. And in the 4 hours we were in there this afternoon, I got so high I was afraid I couldn't drive. But the rigors of driving that road snapped me out of that, because I had to do some kind of fancy, aggressive driving to get out of there. And I probably won't get any videos up now. This one also may not get any videos up. I don't know. I think we're gonna end up parking in that same little spot over there tonight. I don't want to drive back, even though it's only a 15-minute drive in the dark. Doesn't sound like fun to me. I'd rather do it fresh tomorrow, and that would allow us to come over here and get coffee in the morning and maybe a cigarette. And is it crazy for me to say I'm going to fast for 10 days when that place is blowing my mind already? Well, it seems appropriate. I got no gas to go anywhere else. Just drive in there and stay there for 10 days. And they're not going to have they're going to feed me tonight. And the deal was I was paying and they would feed me a meal a day while I'm not going to be here. But I can't see asking them to pack me a whole lot of food. It doesn't make sense. So, here we are.